So you're looking at other stores. We're looking at competitors. This is a serious investment, right? People are coming in, they're putting up a lot of money, they're putting a lot of trust into whoever's running this. And there's a lot of people out there that say they're doing what we do, or at least they claim to. I always kind of laugh at that when people go, well, there's a bunch of people that do what you do. I go, no, they do pieces, but never the full thing. So if someone's going to be talking with more than just enough, and honestly, you guys, like, we should just be the last call you make anyway, but let's say they're going to talk with other people. What are some things like, hey, I need to look out for this if I'm going to be comparing? Like, what are some key things?
Some basic things. So the first thing I would look at is how long have they actually been in business. So a lot of companies will claim that they've been in business for 5 years or 10 years, but if you actually go and do a name search on their LLC information, you'll see it's not actually, what they say.
Well, they've been in business, but they've been under different business entities in different states and different owners, and that whole
full of bad actors that don't actually know what they're doing. So
it's crazy when you see someone that says, well, this company has this guarantee, and I go, well, that guarantees doesn't mean anything if the company's out of business in 16 months or 12 months. And one competitor we were looking at had been in 3 different states under 3 different names in the last 3.5 years.
And their warehouse was a church address. So
every time they shift, if you've got that contract, guess what? It's not valid with the new company. Everything changes.
Yeah.
So okay. So you want to look them up. So look up their LLC, and every state's going to have the Department of State's going to have some type of LLC. Like we're in Florida, so
Sundays, yep,
would be where you look. So that would be one thing. So they look for LLC. What about, I know when I'm talking with someone, I show them live stores, like we get into the Amazon seller dashboard and we can pull up different stores and things. So I know some of the competitors will say like, well, we can't show you that, and they try and show a screenshot, or they say they can't disclose. What would be?
So we've done audits on other companies for potential investors, and some of them even like Photoshop their screenshots and they're not even real, and I could totally tear them apart. But yeah, what we do is we try to have as transparent of a process as possible, and we'll show you stores live. Yeah. It's not proprietary. Obviously the certain items that we sell and things like that, we're not going to go super in depth, but we'll show you the payouts, we'll show you all the sales.
So you can see, it's an actual live website that's moving, and you can pull up date specific or periods of time and all that kind of stuff. Because a screenshot is something like you can get on Google and like search Amazon screen store.
We have people using ours. So I've had people that say, oh, you have the same exact screenshots as this other company. And I'm like, well, yeah, that other company is using screenshots of our stores. I can show you the store live. Yeah. So we've been through that as well. But yeah, obviously live results is huge. How long they've actually been in business is huge. Now, the real value that we bring to the table is the distribution company, right? So if your e-commerce setup is buying from wholesalers, number one, they can't prove where the products came from. So when Amazon does an audit of your business to see where those products are coming from, they won't have that paper trail. Right. Number one. Number two, the margins on them will be so thin because you're getting upsold by a wholesaler
who was probably upset by some other.
So with us,
again and again.
With us, it's direct to brand.
If they're buying from a wholesaler, that means everybody can buy from that wholesaler.
Exactly.
So then you have the competition that's, everybody's got the same
Great
thing.
Point.
As opposed, so what would be something else if I'm looking for a company? So we've got the distribution instead of a wholesaler, we've got our own warehouse, we've got our own brand direct deals. You're looking for longevity, how long the company's been open. We're looking for live stores. The FTC earnings claim, that's something that we provide that a lot of other companies don't. And I know we focus on the annual versus the monthly. So what's the importance in seeing like an annual return versus someone that just says, oh, you can make this much per product?
Yeah, so other companies will also do kind of funny business on their earnings claim. So what they'll say is the earnings on the product sold. So we lost a deal to a company that just went out of business. We lost a deal, I think, about 6 months ago that went with this other company because they had a higher income claim than us. Now, on their income claim, it said on products sold. So what that means is you as an investor could spend $100,000 on inventory, sell one item, and that one item is a 30% profit margin.
Yeah.
And now they're claiming 30% profit margin.
So really, you need to pay attention if you're talking with someone else, hear what they're saying and how they're kind of,
phrasing it,
juggling it.
So to kind of pull the wool over your eyes. So with us, with our earnings claim, we're not even just accounting for aged inventory from this year, we're accounting for previous years. So if you bought something 4 years ago with us, and it, we're in 2025 now, and that item still hasn't sold, it still is affecting your income claim. Right. So
not that we've got a pile of stuff from 2021 that hasn't sold.
Yeah, but every single store is going to have, you're going to end up having a product that's sitting there for whatever reason for years. Like that's how it is. So, yeah, but the FTC income claim, that's huge. And then is the company actually doing the groundwork? So, I mean, there's tons of videos of myself and Vlad going around doing the actual trade shows, actually speaking to the brands. We go to all the Amazon conventions. Like we're doing the groundwork for you guys. And I don't really know of any other company that has proof of them doing any of that stuff, right? So we're going to another trade show here in a couple weeks. Then we're going to Seattle to do Amazon's yearly convention. So we're
actually in the belly of the beast.
Exactly.
As opposed to these guys that are just kind of marketers, really.
Exactly. And that's a great point too. So one thing to look out for is the operation real? Are the employees real? So we have over 100 employees on payroll, right? They are not like VAs. They're not like outsourced. They are on our payroll, W-2s. And we have, footage of all the work facilities, and you can
the warehouse,
you can see it, right? So a lot of the times you're speaking to a company, and as soon as you pay them whatever enormous amount of money up front, they're just then going and
off to a
sending them off to you. Yeah, exactly. And there's no real, you can't even track back to what you're actually doing or who you're working with. So with us, it's all Enopoly. We have every aspect of the company. So we have the distribution to source the products. We have the prep center this is all us. We do absolutely everything for you from A to Z. I don't know of any other company in the space that has every single aspect. The other thing to mention, and this isn't honestly the golden standard, there are some companies out there that are on the SPN network, but that's another thing you could look for. We're on the SPN network, which basically means
provider network on Amazon.
Basically means that Amazon is promoting us a service provider.
Because they've gone through and vetted us and
exactly.
Our relationship.
But again, that's not the golden standard, because I do know of certain companies that have done whatever to get that, and they're not actually.
But it's the point with all of this is it's a cumulative thing. When you're looking, you want to make sure that all of those boxes are checked, because you may see one and you go, that sounds interesting, but do they fit with everything? Because again, you're investing a lot of money, you're putting capital in, and you want it to last. And so we wanted to give you a quick breakdown. If you are going to be talking with other companies, which is understandable, you're putting money in, you want to know that you can trust us, and we can all agree. We can't be the ones to convince yourself that now's the time to do it, that we're the company to do it. You're the only one that will be able to make that decision. And the more that you see, and the more that you study, and the more information you get, you'll see how we fit into that plan for you. So do your research, come with extra questions, and we'll talk soon. One thing I know I get asked a lot is when someone comes on and we start an onboarding process. We've made the decision now. Enopoly is going to be our partner. I've sent out our agreement, or my partnership director, my other partner sent it out. You've got your agreement. The wire is transferred. We've got notification. What's the first thing that happens as soon as that happens? What can we expect?
Yeah, so the first thing that is going to happen is you will get onboarded into your own personal chat that's going to have about 8 dedicated employees. I'm also in all those chats as well to just kind of monitor.
So you're in the chat.
Back-end operations is in the chat, and all your employees.
About 8 people. And what are those 8 people doing then?
Everything. So product research, they're doing the, any customer service with the brands that we're buying from that we need, any communication with Amazon, listing the products, like absolutely everything from A to Z. So you're going to get placed in this chat. First step, depending on if you've set up your LLC or not, you'll have to set up an LLC.
Okay. So they need to set up an LLC.
Yep.
They need to sign up for an Amazon seller account.
That's next. So you got to get the LLC first, because you need that to be able to get the Amazon account. Okay. I would suggest that you have a separate email and a separate business bank account for this business, right? Because there's going to be so much going on, clutter in there, and you just want to keep everything separate. So separate email, separate business bank account. Once you have the Amazon store set up, we're going to send you a quick step-by-step tutorial on how to grant us employee access.
Okay. So there's going to be an onboarding email sent out.
Yep.
You get an LLC set up. LLC is set up. You get, all of the paperwork and everything. Get a bank account set up an Amazon seller account. Once I have the Amazon seller account, then I'm going to get information on how to add Enopoly to be able to manage that account, because it's, it's your account, it's your bank account, it's your business. we get management access.
Yeah.
Right. So we can handle the day-to-day.
We also have to get you tax exemption, which we pay for on our end. It's included in your service fee.
Okay. So part of the service fee includes all the stuff that we're talking about, all the stuff we've talked about with brand relationships, but all the attorneys and
software,
tax exemption, like that's part of what we're paying for. That's part of the initial.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. So once you get the tax exemption, then you can start purchasing products from us. And that's when we will start proposing purchase orders to you. So we'll send you a PO and it will say, hey, you know, here's the track record on this product. We've been selling it for X amount of time, or it's a new product. Here's the potential profit margin that we've seen historically. And then your job, this is your only job, is to move the money around. So you say yes or no. Yes, I want to buy this $20,000 worth of case knives, or whatever.
Products,
Awesome. And then
use my Visa.
We will purchase those products for you, ship them to our warehouse, repackage them, and then ship them off to Amazon. That whole process. So we have a 24 to 48 hour turnover time guarantee in our warehouse.
That's once
prepping
here
for prepping, but we can't control how quickly the brand ships it to us. And then we also can't control exactly how quickly it gets shipped from here to Amazon. So for here, it's 48 hour turnaround, but on both those shipping angles, it's another 2 to 3 weeks before it'll actually go live on your site.
Yeah, so we've got some time before we get it, we process through. And that's what all of this stuff is.
Yeah.
This is stuff that's got here. We slap the barcode on there and it's getting ready to get shipped out to Amazon. And then, you know, that'll take a little bit of time. So during that, as a store owner, as the partner, there's not a whole lot that I would be doing, right? Like Enopoly's doing everything.
Yeah, if you're real like type A personality, you might want to really be in control of this, and it might be a little bit aggravating for you at the beginning, you know, the first few phases, because it really is like you're just sitting back and letting us do the work. And we're in the chat, you know, 9 to 5 every day. You have any questions, concerns, comments, you want to talk to somebody and feel like work's really being done, you know, you're more than welcome to do that. But just know we're setting everything up. This is not our first rodeo. We've been doing this for 6.5 years. And the first few months are going to be, you know, it takes some time to set up and actually get rolling. So it's a real business. It takes time.
So there's stuff going on behind the scenes. Once I approve the purchase order, then we'll receive it, process and through.
Yeah.
I'll be made aware when that stuff's happening.
Of course. Of course.
It gets to Amazon and then we can finally go live.
Yep.
And at that point, you know, really a level of scale really just depends on inventory, right?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the biggest difference between our huge clients and our smaller clients is just how much capital they have for inventory.
Yeah, so we want you to come in where you're comfortable, look at it, and pay attention to what's going on, and we'll help you scale to wherever you're looking to have this store get to, right? And again, we talk about it all the time, but it's that annualized return, because, you know, the first sales are going to be great to see. I remember seeing stuff on my phone, first time sales are being made. But it's getting to where that's just happening all the time. And that's our goal with everything. So
exactly.